So if I have my equation, it's not in vertex form. So I have y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. There is a way we can find the vertex, but one of the things we can do is we can do something called completing the square. And we complete the square, what we do is, the first thing we have to do is we have to factor out our a. So I have y equals, and I would take out the a. So I have a times x squared plus b over ax. And then I'm going to say plus c. I'm not going to do anything with the c. So I have so that's like ax squared plus bx. Now when you complete the square, what you're doing is you take half of this value, right, and then you square it. So you have to add it to both places. So I have a, and I have x squared plus b over ax. And what I want to add is b over 2a squared. And now I have c, but since I added it here, I have to subtract it. So it's minus, and I have that a, and then it's b over 2a squared. And then I can have it into vertex form because this becomes a times x plus b over 2a whole quantity squared, and then I have this c minus b squared over 4a if I multiply that through. That's kind of complicated. What you really want to know is you want to take half of the b. Now if a was 1, like in this case a is 1, so I'm going to take half of the b. So I have f of x is x squared plus 4x. Half of 4 is 2. I'm going to square that, so I'm going to add 4 here. Plus I have that 4 from over here, and I'm going to subtract 4. So this becomes x, and it's plus, because it's whatever this is, plus 2, quantity squared, and that equals plus 0. So it turns out here's what we have. F of x equals x plus 2 squared. And if I multiply it out, I will get that. If this wasn't a 4, let's say this was a 6, then this would be a 6 here, and then it would be plus 2. So I can look at it that way. Now here this is a little bit differently. I want to pull out. So I'm going to take out that negative 4 because I want a 1 here, because taking the half doesn't work unless there's a 1 in front. So I have x squared here. If I divide this by negative 4, it's minus x, 1x, okay? And I have that minus 1 still out there. Now I'm going to take half of negative 1 is negative a half. Okay, so I have negative 4 here. I have x squared minus x, and then I have negative a half squared is plus a quarter. And I have minus 1 here from over there, and then I'm going to minus that negative 4 times 1/4. So now I have negative 4, and I have x minus, sorry, this is a plus, minus a half, that whole quantity squared. If you go ahead and you expand that, you'll see it's x squared minus x plus a quarter. And then remember, I added this 1/4 times negative a 4, so I subtracted 1, so I have to, this is like adding 1 here. This is, it actually ends up being plus 0 again, because if I add, this is negative 1, and this here is negative 1, and negative 1 is plus 1. Negative 1 plus 1 is 0. And then I would have a vertex at 1/2, 0, and I would have a stretch factor of negative 4. You should look at some other places if you need more help with completing the square, or come see me and we can talk about it and work on it together.